Yes, yes, yes! Like everything from Holland, this week's MotoGP will be totally hardcore. Saturday at 12:40 on 5.
Mario Van Peebles is part man, part robot killing machine, but he also has a mind of his own and he's flying solo tonight at 9 on 5.
Hello and welcome to One to Win. It's the third day for our champion and he's ready to play. So are 3 other contestants who are going to try and beat him. Let's find out who they all are. And we start with our champion who's on his third day. Remind us, what is your name and where are you from?
Hello, I'm David Bate and I'm from Bridgend in South Wales.
You are indeed, and you've already won £400. You could win another £200 today. Do you think you'll do it?
It's unlikely.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll see.
We'll see. The 3 people here are going to try and stop you doing it. We'll find out who they are. First of all, contestant number 2. Who are you and where are you from?
Hello, I'm Elaine Bennedetta from London.
You're very welcome, Elaine. And contestant number 3.
Hello, I'm Ian Powells from Worcester Park in Surrey.
You're welcome, Ian. And contestant number 4.
Hello, I'm Mark Postlethwaite from Enderby near Leicester.
And welcome to you, Mark. So we know who you are, we know why we're here. Let's play One to Win. The first round is called Beat the Buzzer, of course, and the object is to score 9 points. So the first 3 of you to score 9 points will go through to the next round. Each question in this round is worth 1, 2 or 3 points, depending on its difficulty, though there are, of course, some general knowledge questions which are worth 1 point every so often. If you buzz in and you get an answer wrong, you'll be shut out of that question until the end of it. So we start with a general knowledge question, which is worth 1 point. Hands on buzzers, good luck to you all. Let's play. After how many years does a bicentenary occur? Mark.
200.
That is correct. 1 point to you. So, Mark, the first category is novels, and you can choose between a 1, 2 or 3 point question.
1, please.
A 1 point question on novels, not a reader of novels then. In the 1999 novel, The Remorseful Day, which Oxford-based detective was killed off by his creator? Mark?
Morse.
Morse is correct. Inspector Morse. Well done. That's 1 point to you. Takes you up to 2. So, world events now. 1, 2 or 3?
2.
2 on world events. In 2000, British troops were sent to which African country to oppose? Mark?
Sierra Leone.
That's correct. 2 points to you. Takes you to 4. It's classical music now. 1, 2 or 3?
3.
3 on classical music. Who was the composer of the symphonic legend The Swan of Tuonela? Mark?
Grieg.
No, that's incorrect. Anybody else want to take it? Elaine?
Sibelius.
That is right. Jean Sibelius. 3 points to you. So, Elaine, sport now. 1, 2 or 3?
Sport.
Sport.
1.
1. All right. At which ground does the Scottish rugby union team play? David?
Murrayfield.
Murrayfield is correct. Play their home matches. That's 1 point to you, David. Let's recap the scores at this stage. David has 1, Elaine has 3, Ian has yet to start, but it's very early in the game, and Mark has 4. So, David, it's food and drink. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on food and drink. Originating in the USA, what type of food product is Monterey Jack? Elaine?
Cheese.
It is indeed cheese. That's 2 points to you. It takes you up to 5. So it's films now, Elaine. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on films. Which comedian has starred in Father of the Bride and Parenthood? Ian?
Robbie Coltrane.
No, that's incorrect. Elaine?
Steve Martin.
That's right. 2 points to you. Takes you to 7. So, Elaine, animals now. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on animals. The female of which animal is called a hind? Ian?
Cow.
No, that's incorrect. Anybody else? David?
Deer.
That is correct. 2 points to you. Takes you up to 3. So, David, British history. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on British history. Who was the first female Director General of MI5? Mark?
Stella Remington.
That is correct. 2 points to you. Takes you up to 6. Pop music then, Mark?
2, please.
2 on pop music. Which singer's first solo #1 hit was My Sweet Lord? Mark?
John Lennon.
No, that's incorrect. Anybody else? Ian?
George Harrison.
That is correct. 2 points to you. So you're up and running now, Ian. Science, 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on science. Which element has the symbol Ni? Mark?
Nitrogen.
No, that's incorrect. Anybody else? Ian?
Nickel.
That is correct. That's 2 points to you. Takes you up to 4. We better recap the scores at this stage. David is on 3, Elaine is on 7, Ian is on 4, and Mark is on 6. So, Ian, radio and television, 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on radio and television. What is the surname of the 4 brothers who starred in the BBC series Mark?
Marks.
No, that's incorrect. I haven't finished the series. The Hanging Gale. Elaine?
McGann.
That is correct. Joe, Mark, Paul and Stephen, 2 points to you, and you're through to the next round. So we'll recap the scores at this stage. David is on 3, Ian is on 4, and Mark is on 6. And we have a general knowledge question now, which is worth 1 point. What name is given for a night out for men only, especially David?
Stag night.
That is correct. Well done. 1 point to you. Takes you to 5. And the next category is cities. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on cities. Which city in northern Italy is the country's leading financial centre? Ian?
Milan.
That's right. 2 points to you. Takes you up to 6. And it's art now. 1, 2 or 3?
1, please.
1 on art. In art, how many pictures or panels make up a triptych? Mark?
3.
3 is right. That's 1 point to you. You're up to 7 now. And numbers is the next category.
2, please.
2 on numbers. This could get you through. According to the book of Revelations in the Bible, what is the number of the beast? Mark?
666.
That is correct. Well done. You're through to the next round. So it's between David and Ian now. David's on 4, Ian is on 6. We have a general knowledge question which is worth 1 point. Cumulonimbus and nimbostratus. Ian?
Clouds.
That is correct. Well done. That's 1 point to you. Takes you up to 7. European history. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on European history. In 1861, Vittorio Emanuele II became the king of which, David?
Italy.
That is correct. 2 points to you. You're up to 6. Currencies now. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2 on currencies. The US coin called a quarter is worth how many cents? Ian?
5.
No, that's incorrect. David?
25.
That is correct. 2 points to you. Takes you up to 8. So David's on 8, Ian's on 7. David, waters of the world. 1, 2 or 3?
2, please.
2, that would get you through. Of which larger body of water does the Tyrrhenian Sea form part? David?
Mediterranean.
That is correct. You're through to the next round. So, Ian, you did very well, up to 7. You could have got that one, and then you would have been through rather than David, but someone has to lose, unfortunately. But you do win a one-to-win document bag, which you can take away with our compliments. Thank you very much indeed for taking part.
Thank you.
So, we're down to 3 now, or up to 3, depending on which way you look at it. It's time for In the Spotlight. So, it being in the spotlight means we have an opportunity for a short chat with our contestants, and the first one into this round was Elaine, so let's start with her. Elaine, you said you were from South London, but I detect an American twang.
Yes, a lot of people say that. I did spend nearly half my life in New York.
Well, there you are. And what took you to New York?
Because it was there.
Yes, and what did you do there, then?
I was in the publicity business
Right.
and had an awful lot of fun.
Good. And what brought you back home again?
Taking care of elderly parent.
Oh, well, it has to be done. But do you regard this as home? Or now, having spent so long in New York, do you think that's home?
I'm not quite sure where home is. I think it's somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic now.
Oh, well, good luck with round 2 to you, Elaine. Mark, you're from Enderby in Leicestershire. What do you do there?
I'm a military artist.
A military artist. What does this entail?
Well, basically painting pictures for museums, for squadrons, for any sort of military units, really,
Right.
to hang on the walls.
Right. These are commissioned?
Commissioned, yes.
Right. And these are up to date? You're painting things of people who are now living, not old battles which have taken place?
No, it's all aspects. It's mainly aviation, but it's all aspects of history and modern things as well.
Right. So do you get to take part in any of their activities while you're doing this?
Yes, one of the perks of the jobs is that I can fly with the Air Force when I'm working with them, and I've managed to fly in some fast jets, which has always been a lifetime ambition of mine. So it's a good job.
As a passenger?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes, they do let me have a go, but only when we're high enough, so we don't.
What's your favourite jet? Which is the best you've been in? Perhaps the most
Harrier.
exciting. The Harrier. Right. Is that that's the jump jet?
That's the
The
jump
vertical
jet.
takeoff.
It's incredible experience. Yeah.
Well, this is perhaps not quite as exciting. We don't have vertical takeoffs here, or at least we haven't yet. Good luck in the next round. David, our champion, and we have heard that you've travelled a bit, and you went to the Somme, I think, presumably to look at the...
Yes. Last summer I did a walking tour, which was fascinating, very emotive, but, you know, it was something I felt I had to do, and I'm glad I did. Very emotional experience.
Right, a lot of people have said that, I think. And I gather you nearly got blown up while you were there?
Well, our group split into two, and the other half of the party started moving away across a field, and an unexploded shell, which was buried, just spontaneously erupted quite close to them.
Good heavens.
And this seems to happen quite frequently still.
Right. So these are great war bombs rather than those left over from the Second World War.
bombs, yeah. Shells, yes.
Still going off.
Yeah.
Well, you had a lucky escape. But we've got you now into the second round, so good luck with you, David, and you, Mark, and you, Elaine. Now, in the spotlight, you were here first, Elaine, so you have got to go first. In the spotlight, please. Now, the way we play this, Elaine, is the object is to set up 4 in a row, and you have 40 seconds in which to do so. If you do it before the 40 seconds are up, that's fine. We stop the clock, all fine and dandy, you go back to your place. If you get an answer wrong, your score goes back to 0, and you have to start trying to build it up again. And at the end of the time, we credit you with the highest number you did manage to get in a row. Now, you're lucky enough to go in first, so you're lucky enough to be able to choose from 4 categories. And today, they are women on television, animals, the Olympic Games, and the 20th century.
Animals, please.
Animals. You're not going for women on television, even though at this very moment you are one of them. OK, you have 40 seconds to set up 4 in a row. The subject is animals, and the time starts now. Which girl's name is used to describe a female donkey?
Jenny.
That's correct. House, wood, and harvest are all species of which creature?
Mouse.
That's correct. Which large animals belong to the Ursidae family of mammals?
Bears.
That's correct. Ophidiophobia is the fear of which creature?
Don't know.
Snakes. The young of which marsupial is known colloquially as a joey?
Kangaroo.
That's correct. What is the collective noun for a group of hunting hounds?
A pack.
That's correct. What name is given to the hybrid offspring of the male tiger and female lion?
Tigon.
That's correct. Which shellfish is traditionally only eaten when there is an R in the month?
Oysters.
That's correct. And you've scored 4 in a row. Well done. OK, Mark, your turn. In the spotlight, please. So I've just explained how it's played, Mark. You have to set up 4 in a row, and you have 40 seconds in which to do so. And your choice now is between women on television, the Olympic Games, and the 20th century.
Women on television, please.
You surprised me.
So
I had my hand poised for the 20th century there. OK, well, we'll find out what this is about. You have 40 seconds to set up 4 in a row, and the time starts now. Which superhero was played on TV in the 70s by ex-beauty queen Linda Carter?
Wonder Woman.
That's correct. Which actress played Ryan Murphy's wife in George and Mildred?
Eutha Joyce.
That's correct. What was the occupation of Dorothy in Men Behaving Badly?
A nurse.
That's correct. Who played Doctor Who's assistant Melanie Bush?
Pass.
Bonnie Langford. Which character did Una Stubbs play in the series of Wurzel Gummidge?
Pass.
Aunt Sally. In which series does Victoria Smurfit play Aurea O'Connell?
Pass.
Ballycus Angel. Which Miss Great Britain was the first female presenter of Blue Peter?
Pass.
Leela Williams. Who plays the title role in the show Ally McBeal? And it's Callista Flockhart. You scored 3 in a row. Right, David, it's your turn, please, in the spotlight. So, David, you need to score at least 3 if you're going to tie, and 4 to be guaranteed to go through to the head-to-head. So you ready for this? I hope so, because it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. You can choose between the Olympic Games and the 20th century.
The 20th century, please.
The 20th century for you. OK, David. You have 40 seconds on the 20th century, And the time starts now. Of which country, now known as Zimbabwe, was Ian Smith the Prime Minister?
Southern Rhodesia.
That's correct. Which civil rights leader was shot dead in Memphis in 1968?
Martin Luther King.
That's correct. From which country did the Philippines gain its independence in 1946?
USA.
That's correct. In which Indian city did an explosion at a Union Carbide plant cause 2,000 deaths in 1984?
Bhopal.
That's correct. And you've scored 4 in a row. Well done, David. Well, that was very fast. David, let's recap the scores all together. We can have a look at them. Elaine has 4, Mark has 3, and David has 4. Which means, Mark, I'm afraid we have to say goodbye to you. But you take away a 1-to-win document bag with our compliments. We've enjoyed having you here. Thank you very much. So, the head-to-head final in this programme is between Elaine Bennedetta, who's retired and from Streatham Hill in South London, and David Bate, who's also retired and from Bridgend. Let's find out after the break who's going to be today's 1-to-win.
It's the Homebase sale, with thousands of products down in price, like up to 20% off all bath suites. So get down to the Homebase sale now.
There comes a time when it's up to you to care for this little bundle. With food that is specially prepared with just the right balance of nutrients to satisfy his hunger for life in the first 12 months. Whiskars Kitten Food, because your cat trusts you every day.
I like you very much. I like your flakes. With Kellogg's fruit and fibre, I'm an easy touch. A splash of ice-cold milk is all it takes. I like your coconuts. Your plump and juicy raisins are divine. Your apple-sliced bananas and your hazelnuts. Just make sure the bowl you're in is mine.
Does this remind you of your financial situation? Isolated because you need a loan but don't know where to turn? If you want to consolidate all your existing debts, improve your home, or buy a new car, there is an answer. Just call Ocean Finance now for an in-principle decision on an any-purpose loan, even if you consider yourself to have a poor credit rating, because we will consider all circumstances. So for that homeowner loan, call us now on 0800 858 858. That's 0800 858 858.
Love is like candy on a shelf. You want to taste and to help yourself. Just help yourself to my lips, to my arms. Just say the words, they are yours. Just help yourself to the love in my heart. Your smile has opened up the door.
Walls Cornetto. It's a love thing.
This is the new Vauxhall Agila. They claim it has more legroom because it has more headroom. My son Jeremy thinks he can explain. Jeremy?
I'll need Einstein. This clause is on molecules and the wind in the willows. You see, Dad, if you had a really small car with a low roof, like this, you sit lower, like this. But if you had a small car with a high roof, sit down, you sit taller, like this.
Oh, and the wind in the willows?
Are you sitting comfortably?
Yes.
Then you may begin.
The mole have been working very hard all the...
Vauxhall, raising the standard.
Welcome back to 1-to-win. Now, before the break in the last round, I incorrectly said that Victoria Smurfit played Oriah O'Connell. She doesn't, of course. She plays Orla O'Connell in Ballycus Angel. Bad mark to me. OK, the head-to-head final is between Elaine Bennedetta, who's from Streatham Hill, who's retired after years as a New York publicist, and David Bate from Bridgend, who's retired as well after working for British Rail. Now, the object of this round is to score 21 points, and the first one to do so, or to get more than that even, becomes today's one to win. Each question in this round starts valued at 5 points, but as the question proceeds, it's worth less and less. So obviously, the sooner you can buzz in, the higher your score will be. But of course, only one of you can buzz in at any one time. Now, Elaine, you were first into this round, so you get to choose first whether to play or pass, and the first category is fictional characters.
Play, please.
You're going to play. That means control begins with you for the first part of the question. You can buzz in. After that time, if you haven't buzzed in, control passes to David. If he doesn't buzz in, it goes back to you, Elaine, and so on backwards and forwards until we run out of time. We come to the end of the question, or someone gets a right answer. So we'll see how we do. Good luck to you. The first category is fictional characters. Control begins with Elaine, and the time starts now. I am a fictional character who first appeared in 1931 in the Detroit Mirror before transferring to the New York Daily News. Famous for my... David?
Superman.
No, that's incorrect. So control passes over to Elaine, and the time continues now. My fedora hat and yellow raincoat, I am the...
Dick Tracy.